Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I know it's been a long time since I've posted any videos, and yes, I know I need to shave. But I just had some, I've been having some equipment issues, which is why I haven't been posting, and so, and it finally got to the point where my phone being the main issue, you know, with memory and stuff, the battery finally pooped out on it, and so I was able to get another one under warranty. Before, the issues that I had that was keeping me from posting videos were not warranty issues, so it was just a matter, well, it was kind of, but it was stuff I didn't really have time to deal with. So anyways, now I got a nice brand new phone, and I'm back in the video making world. So I have a story to tell you guys, because this is trip number 15 with my company. Not 15 for me. My company numbers their trips by the, by how many trips the truck has done. So this truck's 15th trip. I've been in this truck since the beginning of my employment here, but I think I started on trip number 7. So if you do the math, I guess this would be my 8th trip in the truck. So anyways, this has been the trip from hell, and I'm going to tell you guys about it, but before I do that, and the phone going kaput was part of it, but before I do that, I'm going to, some of you may be wondering what I'm doing here. I'm actually making my breakfast because I'm short on time, and so I'm trying to multitask here while I'm doing the video. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me okay, because we're underway, and I know it gets kind of noisy. I don't have yet a microphone, but it's Saturday, September 29th. We are on our way to a cold storage facility in, let's see if I can say the name of this town right, Montevideo, Minnesota. It's about 195 miles away. Trailer is empty right now. We're on our way to pick up a load. They never tell me what it is, so I don't know, but they do tell me that the trailer needs to be pre-cooled to 26 degrees, so whatever it is, it's frozen. And the trailer's not on, the reefer's not on right now, because I'm still 3 hours away. I don't need to run it all that time to pre-cool it to 26 degrees. When I get off the freeway, at the destination, I'll turn it on there, and then by the time I get to the pickup location, it should be pretty close. They usually, they'll probably say, well, it has to be at least 32 degrees before we can load you. They want to make sure it's getting cold, but as long as they can see it's on its way, most shippers are pretty good with that. So I don't like to waste fuel, so I don't turn it on until I have to. Yeah, that's the plan. So, as far as this trip has been going, oh my gosh, where do I start? Well, I guess I can tell you in order. My first trip out, oh, by the way, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, by the way, just to give you guys a reference of where I'm at. So this load will be going to, oh, what did it say it was going? I can't remember. I'll let you guys know later in the video when I have a chance to check it. But anyways, so when I started out on this trip, almost immediately upon leaving, the next day, I immediately got extremely sick. I came down with an eye infection called pink eye. Supposedly it's the most common type of eye infection in the United States. However, I've only had it once before when I was a kid back in elementary school, and it wasn't as bad as this. I mean, I remember back when I was in elementary school, they made me stay home for a week, and I couldn't understand what all the fuss was about because I didn't feel anything really. My eye was the whites of my eyes was a little bit pink, but it didn't cause me any discomfort. So I always thought it was really no big deal. I couldn't understand why they were making such a big fuss about it. But now, after my experience, I fully understand and can appreciate why they consider it such a big deal. So the first day, my eyes were itchy and got a little bit pink. But by the next day, oh my gosh, they were so bad. I mean, it started out in one eye, but then it spread to the other eye. I suppose because they're in close proximity to each other, it's kind of hard to keep them isolated. The whites of my eyes turned so red that they literally looked blood red. I mean, it was creepy, really. And I was wearing sunglasses every time I went into the truck stop, just because I didn't want to. Well, it was my eyes were all puffy too, so it was kind of embarrassing. They were all swollen and stuff. But it would have been kind of creepy though if I would have. I thought about just kind of just for entertainment value to scare someone and just take my glasses off, one of the irritating things that happens when I order food, they always try to upsell me on things, and I absolutely hate that. And I thought about just taking off my glasses, my sunglasses, and just saying I want what I ordered, just something, just to kind of throw them off, we have an unsecured drawer back there. I'm going to have to pull over to try to fix that so it doesn't wreck it. It's this one behind my head here. You can see the edge of it, but I can't close it while I'm driving. So I'm going to have to find a spot to pull over to close it. But they got blood red. They're really swollen and puffy. And they were producing so much pus, the eye booger stuff, that it was actually clouding my vision because it was covering the lenses of my eyes. And I kept having to pull over every half hour even, just to clean my eyes so I could see to drive. And I had a load of perishables on board. It was pears, non-frozen, fresh. So I couldn't afford to sit on them because that would have cost the load. We would have lost the load because they would have went bad. So it had to be delivered. It couldn't be delayed. So I had to just press on and keep going. It cost me a little bit of extra time because I had to make so many stops and take so many breaks to clean my eyes and rest them and whatnot. But I did make it there. I was late, but I made it there. And then I told them that was on a Friday that I delivered that load. I told them, even though I had more hours, I could have run through the weekend. I said, don't give me any more loads till Monday because I need to rest and recover from this. So that's what I did. So Monday, the rest did me a lot of good. I felt a lot better by Monday. So I continued. So I went back to work and I did another load. And that one went pretty much okay. That was load 2 in this trip 15. Let me see. Well, that trip went pretty much okay. And then with this load, I'm trying to remember. It seems like there was something else. Now I can't remember what it is, but anyways, we'll skip ahead to the next load, and if I remember it, we'll come back to it. So then in this load, my phone started misbehaving. The charge, I've been having some problems with it with the last few days, with it charging slowly. Like one morning I got up and it was only at 80%, and then I couldn't get it, and then it just died like very quickly. It went down to zero like within like 2 or 3 hours. And so okay, I remember what happened on the last load. So on the load itself went okay, but then when I left, the receivers, they kept my load locks, which is used to secure my load, to keep the load from shifting while I'm in transit. And so when I got to load 3, I had no load locks, and it was onions and bags on pallets, so it had to be secured. It's one of those, some loads you can kind of get away with it, but this load was not one of those loads. So I had to drop the trailer and leave it there at the shipper and go all the way back. Fortunately, it was only an hour away. That was fortunate. But I had to bobtail back to the receiver of the previous load and get my load locks, because I didn't want to move that trailer with the load and risk dumping the load, because you can get damage claims for that. So I got the load locks, and then I returned back, and this was the day that my phone started really seriously acting up, and it kept dying, and it's like even while it was plugged in, it would die. And so it would charge if I turned it off, but it's like when it was on, it was using more power than it was receiving through the charger. So I don't know. So by the time I got back to the shipper, although I had another couple of hours that I should have driven, my phone was just dead. I mean, it wasn't. So the only choice I had was to shut down for the night. I mean, I had no electronic logs, no GPS, nothing, and DOT requires that we have the electronic logs up, so I had to shut down for the night early. And so I lost some time there, and I just left the phone off all night, and let it charge, and when I woke up in the morning, it was only at 44%. So that's pathetic, especially being that it was turned off all night. So 44%. What I did was, once I got onto the freeway where I had like a couple hundred miles to go before I had to make any turns or anything, I shut down the GPS. I just took note of my mileage on the odometer and said, okay, in 200 miles from here, I come to a junction where I have to switch freeways, and so in about 190 miles, I'll reactivate the GPS. So I turned the GPS off, and I turned the screen off, and had it go to sleep, so to conserve power, because GPS uses a lot of energy. So I did that, and by the time I was able to do that, it was down to like 32% or something like that. And so by the time I got to the junction at 190 miles to turn it back on, it had actually increased to like 37, 38%, something like that. So I was like, oh wow, cool. All right, so I thought, well, this trick is working. So I reactivated it to make sure I didn't miss the turn, and that took it down to about 27% by the time I was able to turn it off again. So then I had another 250 miles to go on that freeway. So I disengaged the GPS again and turned off the screen, and I actually just barely made it to my destination before the phone died. So I had to let the phone charge again before I could even call dispatch to let them know what was going on. So I called them eventually, and I said, hey, my phone's crapping up. I need to deal with this tomorrow. So I had to take yesterday off and get a new phone. And I knew it would be an all-day ordeal because I had to back up all my files, and I had to keep it off to let it charge enough so I could do that. I had to back up all my files, and then I had to take it to the Sprint store, and it was under warranty, so they have to decide whether or not they're going to try to fix it or if they're going to get a new one. So they said okay. They finally said okay. Well, we're gonna order you a new phone because we don't have one in stock. And I said, wait a minute, order? How long is that going to take? And this was yesterday. It was Friday, by the way. They said probably until Monday before we can get it. And I said, Monday? Oh man, I can't stay here that long. So I said, is there anything else we could do? And they said, well, we could give you a loaner. It wouldn't be the same phone, but I'm getting a phone call. Okay, so anyways, they said, well, we can give you a loaner. It wouldn't be the same phone, but that was the broker, by the way. They were calling to see what my ETA was to the current pickup we're on our way to. So anyways, they said it wouldn't be the same phone, but you can use it until your phone comes. And I said, well, that would probably work. So I said, question though, can we have the phone sent to one by my house? Because I'm not local here, and I need to move. I can't stay here all weekend. And they said, yeah, we can do that. And I said, okay. And they said, we can have it sent to your house. I said, oh, that would be perfect. And I said, and then I can return the loaner there in Tacoma. And they said, oh, no, the loaner has to be returned here. And I said, well, that's not going to work then. Because I can't stay here over the weekend. And it wouldn't do me any good to have it sent home if I can't get a loaner because I wouldn't have any way to get there. That would be even worse without a loaner. So I thought I was going to have to spend the weekend there and stay out of service all weekend. I was starting to think that. But then the guys there in Kansas City at Sprint were really awesome. One of the techs said, well, they said, we could see if there's another one at another location, local around here, and we could go and get it for you and bring it here. And I was like, oh, that would be awesome. So they did that. They went, and apparently he had another phone he had to pick up for another customer too, so he was able to kill two birds with one stone. So I went and had some lunch, and by the time I got back from lunch, I got back just shortly before he got back with my phone, and they programmed it and put my SIM card in and my SD card, and I was good to go. So now I have a nice new phone, and let me tell you why I wasn't able to make videos for the past few weeks. So my memory on my phone is pretty small. It's 32 megabytes, and by the time you put all your apps and everything on there, that's not much. And so at first I thought it sounded like a lot, but it's surprising how quickly that fills up. So anyways, so then I decided to buy an SD card, and I thought, well, that could expand my memory. I could move all my photos and put my videos on there and all that, free up all that internal memory. So I did that, but for some reason my phone wasn't recognizing the SD card. And so I took it to Sprint, and they said the hardware looks fine. They blamed it on a software issue. They said it's probably a software issue. You need to reformat your phone And so I thought, oh man, I hate reformatting because I have to, back up all my shit, and I have a lot of shit, to save. So I had to do that, and after I finally did it, it didn't work. It still didn't recognize the SD card. So it was not a software issue. Shit, I just got on the freeway going the wrong way. Damn it. Okay, so that's all right. I can turn around. I need to stop anyways to close this drawer behind me, and that'll give me an opportunity to do that. Turn around. So, anyways, So for a long time I procrastinated. I needed to take it back into Sprint and say, hey, this stuff still isn't working. They probably would have replaced the phone anyways, because I don't know if they could have fixed that. Maybe they could. I don't know. Oh shit, what have we got up here? Oh, maybe there's a way for me to get back on to 29. Let me see, I need to take 29 north. Let me see if there's a way to do that from here. Let me see. Oh, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna let this Mini go by me here. Sorry guys, I wish I had a dash cam so that you guys could see. I do plan on getting one of those. You just have to be patient, Eventually I'll have a dash cam, and then I'll be able to switch between the dash cam and the phone where you can see me. And that'll add a little bit more dynamic to the videos. So anyways, I had this full memory, which doesn't leave much room for videos. Video takes a lot of memory. And I tried to move some of the videos that I already had on there off the phone, but the other thing was that my sync my sync plug wasn't working. It wasn't connecting. So it was damaged, So I think that's what was wrong with the charging. I know there's different pins for the charging than for the sync. So I think the charging pins were still intact, because at that time it was still charging okay. It was just the data pins that were possibly damaged. Because at that time it was still working okay for charging. But then the charging, and the guy at the Sprint store yesterday, he said that he thought the battery was bad. I still think it was the charging port, but I wasn't going to argue with him because, he said they were going to replace it, and I didn't want to screw that up by changing what they thought it was, because that could affect how the warranty applied. So I just said, oh, okay, that's fine, Those guys were awesome, by the way. They went way over and above, and it's quite possible maybe he even knew it was the charge port, but I still think they would have replaced it because of the charge port, but maybe they wouldn't have, and maybe that's why he blamed it on the battery. I don't know, but anyways, they gave me a new phone, so that's the good thing. So I was told when I bought this phone that the maximum memory SD card that it could receive was a 32. And I thought, why? I don't understand why they would limit it like that. Why would there even be a limit? So I have my 32, which now works. But I decided to buy a 64 now that I know that the SD port does indeed work now. And just try it out and see what happens. And I plugged it in and it read it. So I thought, wow, that's cool. So now I'm curious. I want to buy a 128 and try that in there and see if it'll work, because I don't know. But I just want to see how high it'll go, and if it'll take those higher end SD cards. Why not? You know, it's more memory for storing videos. Then I don't have to use multiple SD cards, you know. So anyways, we'll see how that goes. But I think right now I'm going to store my like my personal stuff on the 32, and I'll probably store some videos and stuff on there too, but when it starts to get full, then I can move them over to the 64, and the 64 will be just primarily for videos. Or maybe I could move well, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to fill up, yeah, we'll see. I could move everything over to the 64, and then that would make more room where I could keep all my personal stuff and my videos on there. But then eventually that's going to fill up too. And so maybe I'll do that in the short run, and then I'll move everything back to the 32, all my personal stuff back to the 32 when I outgrow the 64. And I'll see if the 128 works, or maybe I might just have to buy another 64 if the 128 doesn't work. We'll see. But I'll come up with a solution. So, anyways, I guess I'll see you guys at the pickup. Okay, so I made a slight mistake when I told you guys where we were going earlier. Actually, we are now in Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where we're picking up. The Montevideo, Minnesota. That's where the load is headed after we pick up. So I just got done checking in, and unfortunately, they don't know where it's at, or it's not ready or something. So they instructed me to go to a staging lot and wait, and they took my phone number, and they're going to call me as soon as it's ready to assign me a door, which will actually be at another facility, which I believe is right next door here, but I have to go around the block to get to it. So I'll have to go back out in the street and go around the block and all that good stuff. So anyways, I guess I will just wait. In the meantime, I'm going to park over here at this place where they told me to wait, and we'll just go from there. I'm going to head over there now, and I'm back in the door number 73. So hopefully we'll get started there and get unloaded, or get loaded. Okay, so we are backed into a door, but they still don't know where my load is. They're looking for it. So I guess I just wait here. In the meantime, I think I'm going to clean up some of this mess here. As you guys saw earlier, the truck is kind of in disarray, and I'm going to use this time, finally have some free time, to be able to tidy things up a little bit and make things look shipshape again. Okay, well, they finally found the load. We're loaded up, and we're underway. But we do have a little problem. The one and only truck scale on the way out of town.
Continue on Nebraska 2 West for 3/4 of a mile.
Sorry about that. The GPS. Anyways, it's out of order, so we need to go northeast, which would involve first going east on 80. But the problem is there's DOT truck scale east on 80, like very soon, and the only other truck scale is in the wrong direction on 80 west, rather. We have to go a few miles the opposite way to go to a private truck scale, so we can make sure that our axles are balanced.
In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on Nebraska 2 West. Follow signs for West Van Dorn Street, US 77.
So that we don't get a ticket at the DOT scale. So it's a minor diversion, but we got plenty of time and plenty of fuel, so
keep left to stay on Nebraska 2 West.
It's not that far out of the way. It's just a minor inconvenience because it is out of the way. So we'll
continue on Nebraska 2 West for 1.5 miles.
We'll just do that. All right, so we just weighed and we balanced the axles. It's a good thing we did. Well, we weren't really illegal, but
in a half mile, merge onto
we were off balance, and I like to be more balanced. So, yeah, we are good to go, and we are going to head to Sioux City, Iowa tonight as our goal, which isn't that far. It's only 150 miles. We technically have enough driving hours to make it all the way to the receiver tonight, but see, there's no truck stops around there, so I'm gonna just spend the night here in Sioux City because that's the closest truck stop there is to it, which unfortunately
continue on I-80 East for 48 miles.
Unfortunately, it's not even halfway. I'd feel better about getting a lot closer to it, but you know, we work with what we got. Sorry about that noise. That should be better. So, anyways, yeah, we'll just go there and we'll spend the night there tonight. And we got plenty of time. We can deliver any time over the weekend, so I'm just gonna deliver it tomorrow. All right, so yep, we'll do that. Then we're good to go. Okay, now comes the, I'll give you guys some light here so you can see me. Now comes the part of the trip that, honestly, this is one of the parts of the trip I hate the most, is refueling. Getting that dirty diesel all over me. Ugh, God, I can't wait. You know, I would love to have a Tesla truck. That would be so nice. You just plug in a nice clean plug and you're done. You know, you're done for the night. You charge, you know, while you're sleeping overnight. Ugh, it'd be so nice. Anyways, good morning, ladies and gents. It is now Sunday, September 30th, 2018, and we are continuing our journey to Montevideo, Minnesota, to some kind of a turkey store, a meat store. We're hauling a load of turkey, about 40,000 pounds worth, and I'll post a picture of those so that you can see. And we're about 3 hours away, so not that far. We should be there soon. I'm gonna head over there now, and back into door number 73. So hopefully we'll get started there and get unloaded, or get loaded. Okay, so we are backed into a door, but they still don't know where my load is. They're looking for it. So I guess I just wait here. In the meantime, I think I'm going to clean up some of this mess here. As you guys saw earlier, the truck is kind of in disarray, and I'm going to use this time, finally have some free time, to be able to tidy things up a little bit and make things look shipshape again. Okay, well, they finally found the load. We're loaded up, and we're underway, but we do have a little problem. The one and only truck scale on the way out of town.
Continue on Nebraska 2 West for 3/4 of a mile.
Sorry about that, the GPS is on. anyways, it's out of order. So we need to go. We need to go northeast, which would involve first going east on 80. But the problem is there's DOT truck scale east on 80, like very soon. And the only other truck scale is in the wrong direction on 80 west, rather. We have to go a few miles the opposite way to go to a private truck scale so we can make sure that our axles are balanced.
In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on Nebraska 2 West. Follow signs for West Van Dorn Street, US 77.
So that we don't get a ticket at the DOT scale. So it's a minor diversion, but we got plenty of time and plenty of fuel, so
keep left to stay on Nebraska 2 West.
it's not that far out of the way. It's just a minor inconvenience because it is out of the way. So we'll
Continue on Nebraska 2 West for 1.5 miles.
We'll just do that. So, we just weighed and we balanced the axles. It's a good thing we did. Well, we weren't really illegal, but
In a half mile, merge onto
we were
I-80
off
East.
balance, and I like to be more balanced. So, yeah, we are good to go, and we are going to head to Sioux City, Iowa tonight as our goal, which isn't that far. It's only 150 miles. We technically have enough driving hours to make it all the way to the receiver tonight, but see, there's no truck stops around there, so I'm gonna just spend the night here in Sioux City because that's the closest truck stop there is to it, which
Continue on I-80 East for 48 miles.
unfortunately is not even halfway. I'd feel better about getting a lot closer to it, but you know, we work with what we got. Sorry about that noise. That should be better. So anyways, yeah, we'll just go there and we'll spend the night there tonight. And we got plenty of time. We can deliver any time over the weekend, so I'm just gonna deliver it tomorrow. All right, so yeah, we'll do that. Then we're good to go. Okay, now comes the, I'll give you guys some light here so you can see me. Now comes the part of the trip that, honestly, this is one of the parts of the trip I hate the most, is refueling. Getting that dirty diesel all over me. Ugh, God, I can't wait. You know, I would love to have a Tesla truck. That would be so nice. You just plug in a nice clean plug and you're done. You know, you're done for the night. You charge, you know, while you're sleeping overnight. Ugh, it'd be so nice. Anyways, good morning, ladies and gents. It is now Sunday, September 30th, 2018, and we are continuing our journey to Montevideo, Minnesota, to some kind of a turkey store, a meat store. We're hauling a load of turkey, about 40,000 pounds worth, and I'll post a picture of those so that you can see. And we're about 3 hours away, so not that far. We should be there soon. Okay, we just delivered at Jenny O, and so we're empty again. But as would oftentimes is the case with raw meat, the trailer stinks. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's no major truck stops around here. And the closest one with a truck wash is about 16 miles away. So we're gonna head there so we can get the trailer washed out.
Take the next left onto Minnesota 7 East, 50th Street Southwest.
But the truck wash is closed today, so what we'll do is we'll spend the night there, and I usually like to try to get it washed out as soon as possible after unloading, so that it doesn't, you know,
Continue on Minnesota 7 East for 16 miles.
So that the residue doesn't start to rot and really stink. But in this case, we don't have any choice but to wait till tomorrow morning, and it should be okay till then. It'll probably stink a little bit more in the morning than it does now, but you know, it's should still be okay. So I'll get it washed out in the morning and prepare for our next load. Alright everybody, if you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Alright everybody, if you like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.